Welcome to Unified Brands Test Kitchen. I'm Chef Steve D'Angelo, and today we're going to be featuring the FX Precision Refrigeration with the Donde technology. Now, imagine the ability to hold seafood at the perfect temperature and eliminate the need for the ice bin and the walk-in that takes up a tremendous amount of space in the busiest room in the kitchen. Or a fish file cabinet, which is still taking up space in your kitchen and requires icing and re-icing and labor to maintain this box that you really can't clean behind or under. FX Precision Refrigeration is the perfect vehicle to hold seafood. First off, fish do not like water once they're out of it, but it must be kept as cold as possible, like 32 degrees, in order to maintain its freshness. So icing's really been the only way to keep that. Even a few degrees takes days off the shelf life, so it's a big deal. With thermal imaging, you can look at the FX drawer and see how it's designed to capture the cold air. This allows for a temperature range of 5 degrees below to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, or for seafood, right at 32 degrees. Now that is distinctive for RANDELL and the FX Precision Refrigeration. Look at traditional refrigeration. The cold air falls right out the unit as soon as the doors open. No other refrigeration can give you this kind of control and range in a single unit. And you have access to the entire contents of the drawer. No place for the food to hide. Let's talk about today's recipe. We're going to do cured salmon. Now it has a tremendous amount of history behind it, and if you Google it, it's actually pretty interesting. It's a great source of protein, it's omega-3s, it's brain food. You'll see it at delis and supermarkets and full-service restaurants or hotels. Now, the cool thing about it is that we're going to use the FX Precision Refrigeration to help maintain the perfect temperature for curing. And how important, how crucial that is when you're serving that kind of product. Now let's go to our fish. Now, we're going to start this dish by using our FX cold top plug and play production table. Now, it actually refrigerates the worktop to keep things like meat, or in this case, our salmon, nice and cold while we're working with it. Another advantage of the FX is the drawer system. This allows me to hold large fish like this. I've got a couple of mahi and I had the salmon in here, and I could fit even a few more pieces of fish while I'm waiting for production. This is another great example of how RANDELL is changing the game with innovation and design in refrigeration. Now, we all know how tough profit margins are in a restaurant. I think about this technology as a culinary food safe, a way to protect those investments and save restaurants those valuable dollars. Now, once we've prepped and cleaned our salmon, we're going to take a simple mixture of salt and sugar, in about equal parts in this case. I use kosher salt, right? Which is not no iodine in there and all that kind of stuff. Now we're going to use dill, and in this case I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper too, because I'm feeling a little bit like black pepper. Now we're going to take this mixture here, and I'm going to lay it right down real generously. This is part of the curing process. We're going to rinse all that salt and sugar off before we serve this, so don't worry. I know it looks kind of crazy, but now we're going to grab our salmon. And we'll lay that skin on right down here. And then we're going to come back and pack this up a little more. And like I say, this is going to sit and cure for maybe 2 days, 3 days if you like. It'll affect the density of the meat, so to speak. So there's a little bit of room for artisanship, so to speak, right there. Now, once we've got our salt and sugar and dill and pepper, we're going to wrap this up tightly several times to make sure it's packed in real nice, okay? Bring it over here. I'm going to wrap this one up, okay? I got a nice tight seal. This is a great little trick you can do. This really helps out with the process too, really giving it firm texture to the salmon. But take a simple pan, 2-inch pan, another 2-inch pan right on top, and I'm going to put some weight on top. Now we've used a few tomatoes here, but you could do rice or beans or whatever you like, just to put a little weight and help press that down a little bit. Now we're going to go into our culinary food safe. All right, while that's in cure, let's talk about some other seafoods that would benefit from Randell's FX Precision Refrigeration. Now, we've seen raw seafood, but wouldn't cooked seafood be just as happy to be treated so well? Now, we've used our growing HyperSteam steamer to prepare a few chilled menu items like Creole spice shrimp, steamed lobster tail for cocktails or fruit de mer. The HyperSteam is a workhorse in the kitchen and made to handle all types of jobs, especially seafood. Because of its design, the HyperSteam has no seafood foam up, has near instant recovery. It's made for a la carte use. Now we can chill our seafood and hold it ice-free in our FX series. And where else would you keep expensive items like jumbo lump crab meat at $25 a pound plus, only in an FX? Okay, now that we've promised you, we're going to rinse all that salt and sugar and dill off, and this is what we have left over here, a beautiful side of cured salmon. Now, we're going to slice a few pieces, and I tell you, this is why this dish just keeps getting more and more popular. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Now today we've used some of our FX Precision Refrigeration with the Donde technology to hold, cure, and serve some incredible seafood. The FX series offers a unique drawer system that captures and holds all the cold air, offers access to all the contents inside, and holds seafood at the optimum temperature. I want to thank you for joining the show today in the Unified Brands Test Kitchen. I'm Chef Steve D'Angelo, and if you want to see more or find out recipes from the show, you can go to our website at unifiedbrands.net, or you can email me at chefsteve@unifiedbrands.net. We'll see you next time with more exciting recipes, and I'm going to eat this thing.